Welcome to Pike County Extension Updates. I'm Tammy Jones with OSU Extension Pike County, and today I'm going to do my year in review for 2018. Hi, I'd like to welcome you to the monthly edition of Pike County Extension Updates. I'm here to kind of reflect on 2018 and many of the programs and services that I've provided to residents in Pike County, and just things that have been happening with my Family Consumer Science program here in Pike County. Just kind of like to highlight, kind of as a timeline, going to go through the year just to show, and this will also give the audience a great opportunity to see the types of programs that can be offered and that I'm available to come out and either teach or talk to groups in the county. So I'm going to start with partnerships, programs, and the people of Pike County. Kind of an overview of lots of the things that happened back in January and February of this year. I did lots of school programs where I was actually out into many of the school districts in Pike County offering a program called Generation RX. This is a prescription medication program that teaches not just school-age children, but I've also done adult programs. But the school-age program has been very popular and lots of requests for that. So that was something that I spent a lot of time doing in January and February. Another program that I offered in Pike County was called A Million Hearts. This is a 3-week program talking about cardiovascular health and different ways and things people can change in order, whether it's their eating habits, their activity levels, or just being aware of things to improve their cardiovascular health. This was a 3-week program session. It was held at Bristol. I'm available to do that. And in addition to that, there's a follow-up program where I meet with the participants 6 months later, and we do screenings to check to see if any of their numbers have improved from that initial session. Cooking Matters is another program that was offered. This was a partnership with OSU Extension Pike County, Ross County, and Adena Health System. And this is a 6-week cooking class where participants are referred by physicians and nurse practitioners with Adena, and then they come to the 6-week class and they get nutrition education as well as cooking instruction as well as preparing a meal. And Adena Health System provided the funds for this program for their patients. So it was a great opportunity to work with them and work with Ross County as well. So the program was offered for 6 weeks in Ross County earlier in the year, and then we brought it to Pike County later in the year. Another program that was offered at the Waverly Library that I did was called Super Simple Suppers, and just a brief program that I go there usually monthly, and this topic seemed to be very popular. We talked about recipes and ways to do something that we often talk about, cook once, use twice, so ways to kind of stretch your dollar and your time as far as meal prep. And so this program actually we'll be doing in 2019 because I've had requests to do that again with the library, so kind of looking forward to that. On the right there you see a poster which was a collaboration with OSU Extension South Centers and OSU Extension Pike County, and we put together a nutrition science field day where we invited in area high school students in different programs. Some were VOAG, some were Family Consumer Science, some were biology and science, and we put on a day where they actually came to the South Centers and got to experience the story of the strawberry. Lots of activities involved in that, lots of learning, as well as actually taste testing and eating strawberries that were actually grown at the South Centers here in Piketon. So it was a unique opportunity and a great collaboration with our 2 offices. And this poster represents it's a poster we put together to represent the day and what all was involved in the data collected, and we actually were able to present this at our annual Extension Conference in Columbus to other educators within Extension throughout the state. So it was a great opportunity for us to highlight our partnership and the work that we had done in the county throughout the year. Moving on to March and April, I was fortunate enough to work with the Buckeye Wellness on Wheels program and actually invited to attend their event at Waverly High School, where they brought through all of the high school students to a kind of a health fair, and I was there with our blender bike, so it was an opportunity to work with the kids at Waverly High School, as well as interact with them and teach them a little bit about hummus. We actually made hummus with the bike, so that was very interesting. Again, I was still doing lots of programming with Generation RX. In these months, I was working with Western and doing some things out there. And I also even took the blender bike out to Bristol Village. So you'll see here some of the participants at the Bristol Village Health Fair. So the blender bike is very popular for all ages. Like I said, we made hummus at the Waverly High School event, and we actually made smoothies at the Bristol Village event. So another great opportunity. I do have the bike that we have in our office that I can come out into the community, whether it's your workplace, your school, if you have a meeting and you would be interested in it. And the blender bike actually, the participants actually ride the bike, and that's what churns the blender to create the food that we're making here. So it's a neat conversation piece. It's always very popular when I take it out. So I am available to bring that out into the, like I said, into the community and schools if there's ever a need, just by contacting our office. One other picture there on the page is we were hosting a field trip for the Farm to Cafeteria Conference. It was actually held in Cincinnati this year, and we were invited to be one of the field trips for their conference. They actually bused participants from, I think we had 7 different states actually attend that day, and they came to visit the South Centers. They came to learn about our Story of the Strawberry Nutrition Science Field Day. So it was another great opportunity to share the work that we had put in with the collaboration with the South Centers to create that day for area high school students. And then those participants were able to take that back to their states and work on creating something similar that they could use. As we moved into May and June, this was opportunities to work with some more partners in the community. I was able to acquire Paige Bucher. She is a Pike County native. She attends Moorhead State, and she actually was my intern for the summer, so it was a neat opportunity to have her assisting in programs throughout the summer months. Another program that I have lots of requests for is called Real Money, Real World. It is a financial education program where I actually go out into the schools. This is a junior high through high school level education program for financial education and literacy of the real world. And participants the kids actually get an occupation, they get a family, they have all of the expenses that a family would have in a month. And it's very eye-opening and very beneficial program that I'm available to come out and do. And I do that in most of the schools in the county at different times throughout the year. Again, lots of school programs. Partnered with Kristen Campbell in our office and did the Rockets Away program with the 3rd graders out at Jasper. Taught nutrition for the VOAG programs in Western and Piketon during these months, so that was an opportunity to get in there and do some nutrition education with those kids. I worked with the partnership with the Sheriff's Department and the Health Department here in Pike County, and we put on an event called MedEd 101, and this was available to anyone. It was a free program held at Bristol Village Activity Center, so they were our host facility, and this was providing prescription medication safety information. The Sheriff's Department was there to tell about opportunities and ways for residents to have access to the medication drop-off box that they actually have at the Sheriff's Department. So that information was helpful for residents and participants that attended. And then the Health Department provided a program they have called Hidden in Plain Sight, a very eye-opening program that they too can come out and do in the community if there's ever any interest. But this opportunity gives participants a setup of a teenage bedroom of a teenage child, and there are 30 different places where either drug paraphernalia or other items like that can be hidden, and it's called Hidden in Plain Sight because they're not easy to find. So it just kind of is eye-opening for individuals of all ages to actually see and know what to be aware of and what to be looking for if there's ever suspicion or concern maybe within their own household or in a family member's household. So that was a great opportunity to provide information and knowledge to the community. On the top right and the bottom right, you'll see participants from the Nutrition Science Field Day. So these are some of the students that came from, we had Eastern students, we had CTC students, we had students from Western and students from Piketon that came to the Nutrition Science Field Day. And you'll see there, they're actually testing the DNA and the pigment in a strawberry. And then the bottom right is the taste test, where the students actually tasted 4 different varieties of strawberries. 2 were grown at the South Centers, and the other 2, one was from Florida, one from California, and just allowing them to taste the differences in the texture and the color and the size of those different varieties of strawberries. So very interesting opportunity for them. It's kind of a different look and thinking about nutrition and all that goes into the growing of the strawberry. On the top left, you'll see there, that is Jeff Fisher, who is our Ag and Natural Resource Educator at the OSU Extension Pike County. And Jeff's actually working there with high school students as part of a simulation for my Real Money, Real World program. So this is the opportunity where the kids actually get to experience the monthly expenses and how they're going to pay their bills, and he's helping those students there make decisions about that. On the bottom left, you'll see a participant on the blender bike. Another opportunity I had last year was to take the bike down to the plant site, to the health fair that was put on by Floor and Mid-America. And with this event, we actually made hummus in the blender bike. So the participants were there to ride the bike and churn it and mix it up and then taste test it for me. In the middle, you'll see 2 of our senior 4-H members, Clayton and Lane. They actually assisted me in putting on project clinics for younger, more beginner level 4-H members. This was an opportunity for them to come see what's expected, what's needed for judging, project judging. And often kids, when they come in and they're newer 4-H members, they don't really have the experience to know exactly what's expected for the interview process. So these kids, Clayton and Lane, actually came in and volunteered their time to work with the younger members to give them an idea of what to expect and just to get a good feel for what judging and interview process is going to be like. I think it's a great opportunity for the older 4-H members to be in that leadership role, and they were very willing to do that. And it's very, very helpful to the younger members when it comes to judging so that they are better prepared. As we moved into July and August, school's out, so don't have the school programs that I had throughout the year. But again, the library is another location where I often do programs. And the roasted zucchini demo was very popular at the Waverly City Library this summer. We actually used the air fryer to roast zucchini and allow participants to taste that. So that was quite a hit. We had lots of people there. And zucchini is one of those things, one of those foods that can be prepared lots of different ways. Not everyone likes it, but sometimes they just haven't had it prepared in a way that's pleasing to them. So a lot of the people that come up and tasted it had told me that they really had never liked it, but they were willing to try it in a different way, and then they found that they really did like it. So it's always a great opportunity to share new recipes and ideas and ways to fix different foods and share with people in the community. Lots of judging going on. I actually visited Highland County to help them with their project judging, as well as preparing for our own judging here. So lots of work there. Actually, during the summer months was when I had my Million Hearts follow-up. So that was an opportunity to meet again with those participants from the February session to kind of see what changes they had made and how things were going for them. So the lots of pictures here with the kids. This is actually a program from the Pike County Fair this summer, and this was a partnership with Adena Health System where we hosted Healthy Kids Day. This was on Thursday of the fair, and Adena paid for a group called the Cooking Caravan to visit the fair. This was a huge success and very well attended. We had over 100 participants attend this event where they chose kids from the audience, and they actually did a live cooking show. So the kids actually worked with the gentlemen that you see there, the chefs, and prepared a couple different dishes, and then everyone in the audience got to taste them, and then they voted by applause as to which ones they liked best. So lots of fun, a lot of interaction with the audience there, and they did a great job. And I will say that Adina has already committed to sponsoring this event, so it will be back in 2019 at the Pike County Fair, so stay tuned for Healthy Kids Day. And one of the great things about that, in addition to the cooking caravan, is we have stations set up in the art hall for kids to visit, and if they visit all of the stations, they earn a free ride pass for the day, and that again is sponsored by Adina Health System. So it's a great way to bring your kids out to the fair, and for participating in all the events that they get a free ride pass for the day. So that's a unique partnership we have with them that we really enjoy offering that at the fair for the kids. And you'll see the blender bike there. Had it out at the fair as well as at the libraries over the summer doing smoothies and other treats. And the Rural Family Safety Day flyer there, this was a cooperation with Farm Bureau and OSU Extension Pike County, and we worked with them to create a day for families. It was a free event, free food, and we were able to provide information about rural safety, not just related to farming and agriculture, but just making people aware of all of the concerns of safety and how it relates to their day-to-day lives. And we had lots of exhibitors. The Sheriff's Department was there. We had some financial institutions there presenting. We had members from the local fire departments there. We had OSU Extension, obviously. We had Farm Bureau there as well, and local insurance agencies to provide different information. But in addition to this being our first event of this, we actually won an award with this event with the Farm Bureau, and the Farm Bureau is actually receiving a national award because of this. They were chosen one of 24 in the nation for putting on this event for the public. So it was a success. I do believe we're going to work to recreate this and do it again in the future. So stay tuned for a future event of Rural Family Safety Day. As moving into fall, school gets started again, so lots of opportunities to get back into the schools and do programming, Real Money, Real World. I've done several sessions of that already this fall. I'd had a unique opportunity to attend Farm Science Review this year and actually do a cooking demo. So I partnered with Michelle Trieber of OSU Extension Pickaway County, and we did a live cooking show for participants. We had 70 to 75 participants attend the cooking demo that we did at the Farm Science Review. So it was a great opportunity to work with different groups of people. People come from all over to attend that. So it was a neat opportunity, and then actually have taste testing where they got to try lots of the foods. Also got to participate in the Science Alliance event down at the plant. And this is a huge event. Over 1,700 high school students from surrounding counties attend that event. So it was neat to get to talk to them, talk about their careers and their future plans, and we were there representing Ohio State University. The Paint It Pink event, which happened at the end of September this year, is a project of FLY, which is the Pike Healthy Lifestyles Initiative, and I work closely with that group to help promote health and wellness in the community. But this is actually a fundraiser where half of the proceeds go to the SOMC Compassion Fund, and that fund actually assists cancer patients going through treatment with things that maybe are not covered medically, such as maybe appliances that are in their home. It might help with scarves and wigs and things like that, people going through treatment for breast cancer. So half of the money goes to that fund, as well as to the FLY, the Pike County Healthy Lifestyles Initiative here in Pike County. And in addition to the Paint It Pink event as a fundraiser, I work with them to go out into the schools and offer nutrition education to third graders in the county. And the funds that were raised from the event are used to purchase plates. They actually are portioned plates for the kids that after I present the nutrition lesson, then they get to take those home. So it's a neat opportunity to work with those kids and talk about nutrition, and it's a great way to promote healthy eating and nutrition through the schools that way. You'll see the far right bottom, and that's Michelle, and she was with me at Farm Science Review, and that was when we had done our cooking demo up there. And then the top center, there's a message there about the Freedom from Smoking program. This was a partnership between OSU Extension Pike County, the Pike County Health District, and SOMC. It was a 6-week tobacco cessation program. It was offered free at the YMCA. And this program is to assist those individuals or individuals individuals living with others in their family who are interested in kicking the habit, whether it be smokeless tobacco, whether it be an E-type cigarette or a traditional tobacco cigarette. And this program, like I said, is 6 weeks. It is free to the public, and we just wrapped up, so we will be planning a program again in 2019 to offer this as we see that there is a need. There at the bottom, you'll see a picture of me in a group with other FCS educators. We have Jenny Lobb, who's in Franklin County, Michelle Trieber in Pickaway County, and Lisa Barlage in Ross County. And they are colleagues of mine, and we work together to create a marketing package for a promotion for an email challenge that we do twice a year. And we actually won an award at our national conference in San Antonio, Texas in September. So we actually were there to visit and attend the conference and receive the award. So that was kind of a neat experience to get to receive that award and visit there. As we kind of start wrapping up the year, as I mentioned, the email challenge, I actually have that going on right now. That is a 6-week email challenge. It's free to anyone within an email. And basically, we try to work with messages and just tips, sometimes recipes, sometimes mindfulness activities, ways to kind of de-stress for the holidays. Actually, this year our theme is to calm down for the holidays. And it's just an opportunity for me to send out tips and ideas for participants that are interested in receiving that. Again, I'm out in the schools doing Real Money, Real World at Western and Waverly right now, as well as a program called a Positive Behavior Program. And with this program, I work with junior high students, and we talk about our positive behaviors as well as our negative and the consequences that go along with that. And another component of that is about respect and making good choices. So I have activities that I do with the students. I spend 3 weeks with them working on this in different sessions. And then one of the neat things at the end is the kids actually do a skit and act out scenarios within the school. We talk about the areas in the school where we have certain expectations, as well as home. Areas in the school might even be the hallways, the cafeteria, the classroom, the bus, and what's expected and the behaviors that are expected there. And we talk about how they change from situation to situation and knowing what the expectations are. And then the kids actually act out. They do a skit showing what not to do in those situations, and then they stop and reverse it, and they actually act it out to show what they are expected to do. And we talk about the consequences that are associated with those behaviors that are not allowed and what happens with that. So it's always great conversation, get lots of discussion with the kids about why they do some of the things they do, and just understanding that there are consequences. And it seems to be very well receptive. The kids and the teachers really enjoy it. So I enjoy doing that program with them. The My Plate is nutrition education that I do. I'm actually getting ready in a couple weeks to go over to Waverly Intermediate and work with the 3rd graders there to offer nutrition education. And that's where I'll actually be taking those plates that are purchased through the Fly group that I work with. And I will distribute plates to all of those kids, those portion plates for them, so that they can take those home and then kind of think about when they're eating the different sizes and portion sizes that they encounter. The Calm Down for the Holidays, again, is the email challenge I mentioned. And I work with a group of individuals and educators that are known as the Live Healthy, Live Well team. And this is a great opportunity for me to work with educators around the state. We provide the email challenge is one of the things. We also have a texting program where you get text each week just with healthy reminders, very short little reminders, but sometimes they're very fitting to your week and very helpful and very motivating. So I enjoy working with them and actually writing the text and the emails that go with those challenges there. An upcoming event I have on December the 14th, I believe it is we're doing a food prep webinar, and actually going to be doing a live food prep for lunch is the theme for the event, and I'll be doing that and then having that available. We'll have that on our website for future reference for those that are interested. But Michelle Trieber and I are working on that to kind of help individuals who maybe don't have time during the week, and we're kind of showing you how that you could spend a little bit of time on the weekend or one evening a week and actually do food prep for your lunch for the entire week. The idea is to obviously eat healthier foods, but save you time and save you money. So we will be giving just tips and ideas, some recipes, and just showing some how-tos and to save you the time and the money so that you're not just grabbing something on the way or skipping a meal and then overeating later at a later meal because you did not have the time. So the idea behind that is to provide tips and ideas for that webinar. So kind of as I wrap up the year, I've just compiled kind of a list of committees that I work with. These are great opportunities to work with individuals in the county and in the community. I enjoy serving all of the different committees. I'll just kind of run through this as kind of the wrap up here. I head up an FCS advisory committee. This is a group of adults and youth, and we work to do programming and help with events such as the project clinics that I mentioned that we did back in May. But we also do lots of things with the fair and preparing for that. So that's a great group to work with. The Pike Healthy Lifestyle Initiative group I mentioned earlier. They meet monthly. They meet the last Wednesday of each month. It's free and open to anyone that's interested in joining. We meet at the SOMC here in Waverly, and that group works to promote health and wellness in the community. I work with the Pike County Health Coalition as well as the Pike County Tobacco Cessation Group, which is a subcommittee of the Health Coalition. And the smoking cessation program I talked about that we offered at the Y last month is a project of that group. So working to help those individuals who are interested in curbing or kicking the habit there. The Pike County Local Foods Group I head up. It meets once a month on Tuesdays, the last Tuesday of the month at the Endeavor Center in Piketon, and we work to promote local foods in the community. And our most recent project is our Pike County Local Foods Directory, trying to identify businesses and locations in the county that are either serving, producing, or making local foods or using them. You'll see on down the list, I've worked with the Drug Coalition, the Family and Children First Council, as well as serving on advisory councils for the CTC, Early Childhood, Transportation, and the Service Council. These are all great opportunities for me to work with individuals in the county, as well as let them know what programs I have available in order to be called upon to help with things in the future. And another piece of my job is lots of professional development, so lots of opportunities to learn new things so that I can in turn bring those back to the county and to the community and offer them in programming. So as I plan for 2019, those things are going to be helpful as I move forward into knowing what is needed here in the county. Thanks, and we'll see you next time.